Hooligans Pitch Euro edition. For the first time ever, we are covering Euros with the shooter over there, Chad. How's it going, buddy?
Ow!
Hello.
It's good. I'm hyped for Euros.
Yeah, and this is a morning edition, Wednesday. Happy Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Decided to bust one out in the morning with a game going on live right now. We got Germany and Hungary on the side, so this will be the first time we're kind of live casting the game while talking about the first games of Euros, which have been pretty damn fun.
Yeah. I think it's been a great first round. Maybe a couple blowout, you could say, but for the most part, like very competitive games.
Yeah, a couple snoozers in there, which we'll talk about because it's the teams that have so much hype built around them. But I think we just get started with what we're drinking. It's early, coffee over here.
Yep, coffee here.
I do want to say, though, viewers have been recommending beers to us now. Shout outs to Rob.
Oh, yeah?
He recommended a stout that he found in, I'll have to I believe it was Mississippi. So we'll have to do a little digging, see if we can find it, see if we can bring it on. He said when we are trying our hazies, it kind of makes him gag a little because it's not for everyone, but you never know. You might find one you like.
I'm always open to continue to expand my beer roster, I guess.
It's a beer inclusive podcast. We're not going to shy away from nothing. Anyway, first game. I guess we just get started there.
Yeah.
That's how we got going. Germany and
Big
Scotland.
opener, yeah.
Scotland kind of just snuck in to Euros. And so I wanted to believe in them a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Germany humbled me pretty quickly. They said,
it's fair.
This team is probably the worst team in this. Hard to say right now who the worst team is, but Scotland's up there. They have the biggest goal differential out of all these first round games.
Yeah, I mean that was just probably the worst, first game showing you could have. Not only being the opening game, so host country is there. Their fans have packed it out. I know Scotland had a lot of fans there too, but it's a little bit different energy, I think, than just other opening games. And then to go down pretty early, 10 minutes in and follow it up basically 10 minutes later and lose another one. It's always rough. And then, you end the first half with a red card and giving up another goal. So
terrible red card, though. It's amazing Gundogan is still playing. That could have snapped his leg in half. I swear that happens to that guy once a season. And we're shocked.
I think so,
he gets right back up and just in the game right now where Germany's playing, had an amazing assist. So he seems okay.
Yeah, he seems to bounce back, but for Scotland, I think your hope going into this game was probably maybe lose by 2-3 at most.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't think they really anticipated coming out with a win. Not that they weren't trying, but it's just Germany and Scotland is just different levels of player in almost every position.
Yeah. And the XG for Germany was only 2.1, which is rough. and Scotland's was 0. The only 0 on the board.
Oof.
So, that's a sign.
Yeah, but the rules of going on to the next round are different this year. So it's still the top 2 of each group, right? And then what the third places do a playoff or something?
I believe I don't even think they have to do a playoff. It's going to be
really?
The tiebreaker. I'm going to look that up really quick. Third place.
Yeah, so it's a rough start, but potentially still have a path forward. I don't know what the rules on that are, but
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it quickly. Yeah, definitely a weird scenario, though. I was talking about that with Chris, and it was if they expand this thing to 32 teams, that's a lot of Europe. So I do understand why why they don't. Because then you're really just trying to get. You're gonna have some teams in there that are just pretty bad. So I understand for a competitive reason to make it 24. It just makes this third place finish kind of tough. So it's gonna go off of points, goal difference, goal scored, wins, and if we see anything, disciplinary point totals, which would be kind of wild. So whoever can get the most points. So these draws, just how we saw Albania get a point against Croatia, that can go a long way, even though it's just one. If you can win your next one, even though it's going against Spain. Is that who they're going against next?
Scotland.
Albania will be going against Spain.
Oh, Albania, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a tough ask.
Yeah, so it's top 2 in each group plus the 4 best third place teams.
Yep, off of points, right? Points.
Yeah, I would assume that's where they're starting, and then if you got to do the tiebreakers and stuff, but so I guess there's still hope for Scotland, but enjoy your summer in Germany, I guess.
they could do something. I mean, Switzerland came out pretty strong because that's our next game here against Hungary. I expected Switzerland to win, but they kind of dominated.
Yeah. I saw they had the highest XG of anyone in that first round.
Oh wow, that's as of before yesterday. Turkey had it.
Oh, okay.
Turkey claimed that. Turkey, great game yesterday. But it makes sense. They played great. Their backline looks super organized.
Yeah, I think Switzerland, I don't want to say is like a sleeper. I think they've always been like a decent enough team that you have to, kind of show them respect. But I think, they have a good handful of players coming off good seasons, and then just have a lot of experience in their team. So I think they can go pretty deep. But I'll be interested to see them come up against, a little bit bigger competition. So that's going to be match day 3 here. Yeah, they'll play Germany next match day. So
be a good one.
Yeah,
definitely. Especially if they should beat Scotland. So, and as of right now, Germany's winning. So they'll have 2 undefeated teams vying for that top of the table spot. I think that'll be a fun one. What day is that?
Oh yeah, Sunday.
Oh, nice, sweet.
Yeah,
we'll be watching.
Oh, definitely.
I guess we just keep kind of going down the list here.
Sure.
This is nice. Spain, Croatia.
I'm just gonna say Spain surprised me.
Okay.
Coming off of knowing Spain and was it the 2010 World Cup they won? Mm-hmm. And then post that they were always kind of just this weird jumbled mess of good players, but it never really seemed to gel, and they were trying to force Morata to be that guy, and Morata is Morata, so he would miss the easy chances, and I don't know, things just never felt as good as they could be. So I think I'm just always kind of cautious now, seeing Spain come in. But yeah, they looked great. They looked, really well organized and pretty fluid. Everyone's kind of on the same page. Morata got a goal, so
it's like they pressured him so much to be that guy. They finally said, you know what, we'll find other pieces, and now he's becoming that guy.
Yeah, which I think is probably what he needed, right? Of just to kind of he doesn't want to have that gravity of a Harry Kane or Erling Haaland, where it's everyone's drawn to him. He wants to kind of be able to float in that front space a little bit. And you got Jamal to worry about now. That kid looks incredible.
16? Is that right? 16?
16. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 16. So that's just nuts to not only be playing at a professional level, but starting for your national team in a big tournament and getting an assist on the opening game. Spain, good surprise. Croatia, on the other hand, bad surprise.
I'll say I'm not surprised by Spain. I had a feeling they'd come in pretty good. They had a pretty good World Cup. It was more so I think just the cohesion between all of their pieces, right? And it seems like they're gelling a bit better now. Croatia, I think they're right on par with where they are probably kind of aging out, right?
Yeah. I think they picked up where they left off, right?
Yes.
Whereas like they weren't dominating games, and so much of their success came from just being able to survive 120 minutes and get the winning goal or get the winning PKs, you know?
No one wants to go against Croatia. I think that's still the energy they give off. Albania pulled one out today. Just kind of bad way to end for Croatia. I thought that game was theirs, but they kind of fizzled out. You know, you look at this squad, they have Vardiol, who's 22. You go down the age list, not a lot below 20, we'll just call it 26, 27. A lot of 30s.
Yeah.
Which, hey, we're 32, but...
No, yeah, like it's fine. You can do it, but, you know, you don't have the Modric of years past where he controls the game, but it can also make those runs and get the goal. Like he's just doesn't have that speed really anymore. You know, I'd kind of argue the same for like a Kovacic and Brozovic, where it's like,
for sure,
these guys I think still have talent, but like, you know, Kovacic isn't really playing as much as he could be because he's behind Rodri at City. Like he's not going to play. You know, Brozovic went to Saudi Arabia, so he may be playing, but like, at what level? It's just, I think their midfield is rough, but
yeah. Surprise though, Conte going to Saudi and coming back. Teams are going to be like, hey, we might need someone like this.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, you saw what Conte was doing in his prime at Chelsea, and then if he can go to Saudi and, you know, I think everyone kind of wrote him off then, and, you know, be able to come back into the France team and kind of still run things. Like, all right, well, throw some money at him, get a year or two out of him, and see what happens.
Yeah, but Jamal, that's the one we're keeping our eyes on for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Great stat line. So fantasy wise, if anyone had him, you'd have a pretty nice day. But out of all of Spain, you know, they're pretty balanced. You go down the line, everyone's doing something, at least on the stat sheet. Not a lot of zeros going across the board. Everyone's ticking off some category.
Yeah, I think, you know, like we said, just they seem much more of a team now than just like a bunch of individuals. You know, and I think that came across in this game where they just kind of dominated, at least, you know, for that first half, I'd say. And then second half, I think Croatia kind of smartened up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I think after today's result for Croatia, I think they're, I don't want to say out, but you're in a rough spot. You know, you got Italy in your group as well, and you'd expect them to kind of maybe be able to get a draw against Spain. You know, they looked pretty decent in their opening game, except for that first minute. But
take out the first 20 seconds of that game, and Italy probably keeps a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Italy was pretty good. I mean, they're a pretty balanced squad too. I know, you know, winning the last Euros, not being in the World Cup, they kind of have to prove that they still belong as a top tier country, even though they just won this tournament 4 years ago. Missing the World Cup is a pretty big deal.
For sure, yeah. I mean, that's it. Like, if you were one of those fringe nations where, you know, you bounce in and out, okay, but like Italy has like been a staple basically of you know, world football, and to miss out on a World Cup is just a big red flag. And you know, it looks like they have maybe done well enough to correct some of those faults. I mean, they qualified second in their group behind England, so working well. Sorry, I'm being attacked. Hang on. Say hi. Hello.
That's cat for those who can't see. Albania, you know, they played great today against Croatia. We don't have those stats up yet.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play terrible against Italy.
No.
Italy's the far better team, but yeah, if we look at this group, man, I think Croatia might be the worst out of the four.
Yeah, I think they look the worst equipped. Albania, I think, just kind of has that underdog fight about them right now, where Croatia is just, like we said, aging out of this a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for that Spain-Italy game. I think that'll be probably one of the more competitive ones.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get to see if Spain is the real deal here, or if they just came up against a bad starting Croatia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd put both those teams going pretty deep in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have the Netherlands and Poland. I currently have Netherlands going to the finals. This game didn't really help.
Finals, huh?
I do. Yep. And my potential finals winner, Portugal, which we'll talk about. I don't know how I feel about that right now. If I had to redo it, I might. But I thought Netherlands looked pretty good. I think they could have been better. And everyone in this first round of games, they're a little timid. I think they don't really know what to. I don't think they want to pull out everything, right? Pull out all their stops. But I really like Gakpo on the wing. I thought, with the season with Liverpool, we basically just saw him play centrally or even drift off to the right side more. And in this game, he was playing on the left side, which we almost never saw. And that seemed to work pretty well for them. So I think if they can figure a couple more things out on the attacking side, their defense is organized. I think their defense is definitely their bright spot.
You're good.
Big back line. You can't go wrong with Virgil.
No.
He's a great wing back, and then you have so much speed on the bench just waiting to come in. I think your youth is probably your setback, right? Your youth in your midfield. But again,
I'd agree.
You have so many senior captains on this team. It's like you just need to just not be dumb with the ball, right? Don't make mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that, and you got to just kind of take your chances, right? Like Xavi Simons had a couple shots, and I mean, he's just young. He needs the experience, and he just put him wide or put him right at Chesney. And against Poland, I think you're going to get away with that. But once you get a little deeper, I think then you'll start to see we actually do need to just capitalize on every chance we can get. Especially when you come up against France, that's going to be their first big test.
Mm-hmm. What is
but
that?
I think it's this one. Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
This round, yeah. So yeah, I think they showed pretty promising signs, I'd say. But I think I don't want to say you should maybe start with Weghorst up top, but I think you maybe should, because it'll allow Gakpo to kind of play off the wing still, but then also gives you just a big fucking dude up top to throw the ball into on a cross. And
right. Super sub.
Depay up there is just not really that guy. He can dribble, score goals, he's quick, but I think in a lot of these international games, if you just got the big dude up there that can head home a nice cross, you're in. Yeah, that's an easy goal.
Should be.
So
should be anyway. Yeah. Lukaku has other things to say about that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Kivior on Poland's Arsenal guy. He had a great game. He I think probably cemented his starting role for Poland here, and he looked pretty solid. He had I think a shot on target at some point, or maybe he was off target, but he had a two. Nice, yeah. So he's looking pretty good, and love to see Arsenal players doing well on the big stage too. So
honestly, all Arsenal players have played pretty decently. Hungary goal. We just got one. I don't know. They said it's offside, but I don't know.
Oh,
that's gonna be tight.
That will be very tight.
But Kiwi are the second highest defender for points in Fantasy League right now. Just watching this header. Yeah, it's gonna be off. I think it's gonna be off. That first touch.
Oh, that first one, yeah. Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it was close. Out of all the Arsenal guys right now, Saka might have been I don't even want to say the worst of the bunch, but just the most ineffective that at least comes to mind.
You got Zinchenko on Ukraine, right?
Zinchenko couldn't do much, and I think that's more of Ukraine's system with not having Mykolenko.
Yeah.
I don't think they want Zinchenko back there.
I don't know that I think maybe least effective is the nicest way to phrase that with Saka. Like, I think he played a good game, but I think overall England was England, right? Like, things didn't turn out as everyone hypes it up to.
We got Denmark and Slovenia. That game was pretty back and forth. Ericsson, love to see you back here. But other than that game was kind of I don't know. It wasn't.
It's a little bit of a sleeper.
Yeah, it was kind of two teams on the same level going back and forth.
Yeah.
But the England game that follows, which was I think we were all kind of hyped up on, only a 1-0 defeat or a victory against Serbia is kind of.
It's not great.
Out of all the victories, right? Out of all the teams that got 3 points, that was probably the one where we questioned the most.
Yeah. That one was like, I think suffered a little bit from the hype up, leading into it, which, it just always happens with England games, and then they kind of pan out like this. So I don't know if the players and staff, just get like too wound up in that hype and then kind of falter. But, you would think Serbia, okay, they're gonna defend well, maybe play a more physical game, which they definitely did, to try and put you off. So you should plan for that. But it seemed like England didn't. They just were almost lucky they got their goal, and that was kind of that. Then they struggled for the rest of it.
They just sat back too much. Like I feel like they could have taken full control of this game. But it just looks like that wasn't. It was a one goal, and they said, "All right, we're satisfied," which is a bold move to make.
Yeah.
Serbia. I'm not saying they were going to come out strong either, but you never know. Like Albania, right, coming out against Italy right away. You don't know if a counterattack's just going to happen or one slip up. So it was shocking to kind of see what their tactics were and. Trippier on the left-hand side, I think that's a pretty big talking point. It's like there was really no other pure left backs they could have brought in. Mitchell, that's a big man who played great.
That's what I was going to say is like there's definitely players, in the English setup that could have been brought along but weren't for whatever reason. I get that Luke Shaw would start if he was fit, but
he never is.
He's not, and has a history of not being fit. And, Trippier, I think, can do a good enough job there. But, he's also one to sometimes pick up an injury and see him out for a little bit. And, I don't know. For me, when I watch this, like Foden and Saka on the wings, I think are good options for teams that will like play you a little bit more. Because they'll make some runs in behind, but they're typically not that kind of player. They kind of grab the ball and then will kind of drift more inside. Foden, I think even more so. He kind of plays that like everyone's focused on Haaland, and I just kind of sneak in and find the open space. So I don't know. I think the easy move here would have been to bring in Anthony Gordon for Foden. That guy makes the runs all day for Newcastle.
Right.
At least stretch the defensive block of Serbia a little bit. Makes some more room. It felt like there was little thought put into the tactics of this. Like, even, I don't know, I'd maybe even have brought in Eze, because he's got the dribbling and the control to kind of hopefully get through these tighter spaces as Serbia's sitting back a little bit. And I think Southgate was just, I guess, comfortable with his 1-goal lead, but I don't think he really made any subs that were too not very attacking. He wasn't really looking to extend his lead. He brought in Conor Gallagher, which it's fine, for the midfield's role. Bowen in for Saka, I think is fine. That's, your most attacking threat to run in behind, I guess. And then Mainu, which, again, a fine sub, but like, I don't know. I think you probably wanted to do those subs when you're, up at least 2 goals, right? Like, Mainu had a great season, but he's still, he's like 19 as well? Yeah, 19 as well. So, I don't know. It wasn't the most reassuring English performance. I think maybe a good one for them to start with, of hopefully this will be like, oh, okay, like we really got to, put our foot down on these games and, try and work through the defense sometimes, or use the long ball and make the runs in behind. Like, ideally they should be able to take that from this and kind of grow, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a tough one to think about. I mean, they have so many big names just down the list who had really, really good seasons. And I don't know if we'll see them.
I don't think so.
Which is crazy. It's crazy to think about. Eze, great season. Watkins, amazing season, right? Cole Palmer, are we going to see him play?
I mean, yeah, like, I'm just going to stop you right there.
Please.
So, Harry Kane, I get, like, he scores a lot of goals, but I do think it's fair to say he'll have off games, or he'll have games where he's just not effective. Why are we not bringing in your Ollie Watkins? Because, again, he will make the runs in behind. That's what you needed in this game, basically, right? Like, I think Eze was a great shout for getting in there and providing some more creativity. I don't think he had to take. I mean, you take either Bellingham or Trent out for him, but I think that should still be okay. If anything, I'd probably take Jude out, because he was, one, getting a little bit frustrated and making me nervous about like how he might retaliate. And 2, I think, Trent's crossing is good enough that you want to keep him in there and
Sure.
get him into those spaces to put those balls in. But Cole Palmer, had a great season and just rode the bench for the first game.
You know what I want to see? And it's no disrespect to Saka, but Saka has never been the one to come off a bench into a game. I would just like to see what would happen if you brought him in at the 75th minute and just said, you got 15 minutes to go crazy, like everything, and let someone else kind of take that side for, at least the start, just to try. I mean, these group stage, England, you should go through. I wouldn't worry about not going through. Experiment a little. And this is what they should have done prior to this tournament, which they didn't. But I mean, the momentum of some of these players right now after their domestic seasons was just sky high. Almost down the entire list. Saka, honestly, is probably on the lower tier of that list. It's nothing. It's nothing about him that was wrong. There's just so many good players right now for England that had really good seasons. So I don't know, Southgate, man. This is nothing new. It's
No.
just this is like his last chance. And if they don't do anything in this tournament or go deep and he's still there, I think England has lost most hope for any future tournament. There's no if they don't win this tournament or at least get runner up or third, he can't be the World Cup coach. They got to switch it up.
Yeah, I think you'd have to all the talk about Belgium's golden generation. Like, this is England's golden generation. You have, from top to bottom, I'd say some of the best players across the top 5 leagues, right?
Yep. You could argue that.
It's crazy that they feel like Spain, right? Where they have a lot of these players, but then when they get together for the national team, they just kind of, it doesn't click. It doesn't work right. Which, I get, to an extent of, Foden's used to Pep tactics and Saka's used to Arteta tactics. And now Kane's used to, well, it was Tuchel, but he's over in Germany. Jude's in Spain. Like, you're bringing in a lot of different tactical ideas, but is that not what you want from your national team manager, to just kind of be able to almost take a little bit from all of that and mesh it together? And I think sometimes you're gonna have to make the big decision of is Saka the guy for this tactic, or is Foden, is Kane? You might have to sit some guys down, but you got Ollie Watkins on there who was rivaling Holland for golden boot all season basically. Eze, who maybe started a little slow in the season but ended really hot, and I think is probably your best, if not one of the best dribblers that you have in the team.
He's the spark that comes in and ignites at the 70th minute. He's that guy.
Yeah, and I think that would be a great option. So, I would hope Southgate knows that, but was just so confident in this one goal lead that he didn't feel like he needed him.
Do you think we'll ever see Harry Kane get subbed out?
I don't think so. I mean, if you do, I think it's late, just to give Ivan Toney his run out or something, or Ollie Watkins a little run out, nothing in a tactical sense.
I get it. It's Harry Kane, but at the same time, you have
and I'm not even trying to knock Harry Kane specifically, but if it's not working, it's not working. Just change it up. You got good options behind you.
How I did notice Kane was playing so far back at times, and we have seen him in the past kind of just get thrown out wide, and Harry Kane would be the one making the crosses or taking the corners. It's I hope they don't start doing that again, because that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes that way, then whether they make it far in this tournament or not, I think people are going to be Southgate. Come on, man! Yeah. So we'll see. What they got? Denmark next, I think. Denmark tomorrow. So again, I think should be a game they win. Maybe not easily, but a game where you have the better team on paper.
Yep.
I don't know. You got Eriksen against you, who can play some killer balls. You got Anderson in the back, who has spent his whole last season defending the Crystal Palace with his life.
Well, that's the thing now. I've noticed with Denmark's back line, it's Anderson doesn't have to be necessarily that rock in the back right now, because he's got 2 other rocks next to him.
Yeah.
So I think Denmark should be solid in the back. Now it's their kind of aging midfield and young striking force that is probably going to be their, the thing they have to figure out the most. But they didn't look bad. I think looking back, they probably wish they could have done a little more to win this game. I think, it's just going to be hard. Højlund is still just kind of unproven, right? Came into United and I think had a fine enough first season for being a young striker in the Premier League, but
He's not a Holland kind of figure where he just can kind of come in and have that confidence and do it. And he has Jonas Vind next to him, who's 25, but just I don't know. They seem to struggle with their attack. Eriksson can kind of, I think, see what he wants to happen, but both strikers weren't really giving him the option he wanted.
Yeah. Good news is he has 16 shots. You just got to put more of them on target.
Yeah.
So that should be their focus. But yeah, that should be a fun one. God, all these games are good. Romania, Ukraine. That was the one where I went, ooh. Ukraine did not come out how I thought they would.
No, not at all. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect from them too much.
True.
But again, I think you have there should be enough talent in this Ukrainian side to not get blown out 3-0, right?
Against Romania.
Yeah, like whatever you want to say about Mudryk, he is a viable threat, right? He's quick, he can dribble. You look at I'm gonna butcher it, Dovbyk, their striker.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty good season. Where does he play? Girona FC in Spain. He had a pretty good season there. You got Zinchenko in the back, which I know his role here is a little bit different than when he's playing with Arsenal and stuff. But Lunin, right? He stepped in for Courtois at Madrid for basically the whole season.
Yeah.
So, he should have ideally done better.
Their back line is really young, though. That's
yeah.
This team has a lot of youth, right? I bet their average age is fairly young.
Yeah.
I did just hear this stat, though. Going back to England here. England is correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say they were like the third youngest team in the tournament.
I don't know, but I'd believe it. They have a lot of kind of newer, not up and coming, but a little bit up and coming, but a little bit established. But
26.1 for England.
See, so that's a great team to have, and if you're not going to fully capitalize on that, and get the Euros while you can, going into a World Cup too, which okay, so another 2 years on, it's just everyone closer to like prime age, basically. I don't know. I think if you're in charge of Southgate's job, you got to have a good hard look at these results, and maybe even further than results, look at the performances and see if that's worth the risk, or if you just move him out and I don't know who would come in, but get Mourinho in there.
That's what I'm saying. Why not give it a shot? No, I want Mourinho for the United States, but that's another topic. Ukraine, though, kind of adds the point. Fifth youngest team, 26.3.
Okay. Yeah.
But I just wanted a better showing. Thought we were going to get a better showing.
Yeah.
One of the few shutouts.
We
had a couple.
Yeah. Well, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but most of the other ones are 1-0s. So.
The 3 and 4, we had 4 in a row, and then everything else was pretty much scoring.
Yeah. Well, it's time.
Kind of bring up our punch-in video of Courtois again. Unfortunately, he wasn't there, but Belgium. I didn't choose a Belgian man for my team. I didn't trust any of them.
The only one I took was Trossard because he ended his season well with Arsenal, and their friendlies leading into this, he was doing well for Belgium. And again, I think
probably played the best.
Yeah, I think he provided the most threat. So, Belgium.
Yeesh.
What do you do?
What do you do here?
What is this team? Like
disorganized and
wants De Bruyne to somehow solve all their problems.
And boy, did he have some great passes that game too.
Oh my god, yeah.
Great passes out to Doku. Doku was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Lukaku, the opportunities that he had when he was onside, fumbled. And then the opportunities that he had when he was offside, he scored. But it was just, man, that guy is so frustrating because he's, I've seen him play for Inter, and he plays great. For Roma, played great. English was a little rocky, but I don't know what this team needs to do to solve their problems. I don't. I have.
Yeah. I mean, they're just kind of in a weird spot now, I think. Like, Courtois had his, like, fallout with the coach or whatever, so, like, he's not even involved, which I think is a huge miss.
Yep.
Even not really playing this season, he came into the Champions League final and was, like, still Courtois, right? Like,
right.
So that's a big miss. Our Leicester favorite, Val Base, or however you say it, getting the starting. Yeah. I didn't see any of Leicester's games last year, so maybe he was much better, but from this one performance, it looks like he has not improved any from when we last saw him in the Premier League.
No, he looked the same.
Yeah, just still bad mistakes, bad ball control when he had it. It's just, it's definitely the last, like, gasp of what could have been their golden generation. But I think you're also now seeing, like, they're bringing in a lot more young guys to just, I think, try and move on and maybe get past the whole golden generation,
eighth
terminology.
Eighth youngest in
okay,
right now, so that's definitely what they're leaning towards.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think some of these teams just have to almost have a better look at, like, the opposition they're coming up against. Like, Slovakia is gonna mostly sit back against you, at least at the start, right? Like, you're not going to be able to really run through them as much as you might want to. And I know De Bruyne can find those lanes, and you have Doku and Trossard on the wings to try and pick up those balls. But I think for me, I would probably give Lukaku his run in the start. If things are not working, then move a Trossard or a Pinda into, like, a dual 10 sort of situation. And I think that would work a lot better. Those two can kind of play off each other, plus their wingers, and just kind of hopefully work through the defense a little bit more, rather than just trying to force it to Lukaku. And I mean, he's still Lukaku. He's not terrible, but he's not great, and I think he's hard to rely on. They kept saying that he was top goal scorer in the qualifying rounds and stuff. So I mean, I didn't really follow the qualifying rounds all too closely, but I went to look, and their group was Belgium and Austria, okay, then Sweden, Azerbaijan, and Estonia. So no wonder he got the most goals. Like, two of those teams are terrible.
How many Estonia?
I don't know. I can look deeper, but Estonia's goal differential was -20. So I mean, it's just, it feels a little bit like the Harry Kane situation here, where it's like, because he's Lukaku and he has the name and he's had good performances in the past and stuff, like, sometimes feels undroppable. But, like, I don't know. I think you got enough on the bench that you should maybe play with it a little bit, right? Like, Openda came in and was, like, immediate impact, right? He looks great out there. I think Tielemans maybe didn't have the greatest game, but I think having another creative outlet that isn't De Bruyne is probably pretty smart.
Have Hey, how many did you say Lukaku scored in qualifiers?
In qualifiers, 14.
Okay, 4 were against Estonia.
Yeah, so I mean, cool, good job, but like, if that's what you're, basing it on, then
Yep.
it's not going to really translate when it gets to like the serious games here. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say about Belgium. They're just
We've done this before.
Yeah, they're just another letdown.
2 years ago, but we've done it before.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You know,
kudos to Slovakia for putting up a fight
yeah,
and for being down. Well, not down, for being level twice and then having VAR come in and save Lukaku being the first player
yeah.
to have 2 goals overturned on him.
Mhm.
We got new technology.
New ball tech.
I like
Ugh,
that. I like that. I don't
that
know.
was cool.
I don't know what that's really gonna like for that situation. It didn't
I think
prove
that's basically
anything.
it. Well,
Yeah.
it does.
What did that prove? I mean, we saw it hit his hand. We saw the ball change
I
trajectory.
think. I think. Yeah, it just is like another point of evidence that there was a touch on the hand, right? Because like so many of those times where you're looking at handball and it's like slowed down to like 2 frames a second, and it's like, well, I think it might have grazed his arm there. So this one I think is, maybe not the one where you needed the like force meter or whatever. But I think it can come into play, and hey, more tech that doesn't necessarily interfere with the game but provides VAR the knowledge to help the ref, I think is great.
If you have the technology, use it. Should be
Yeah.
across the board for these top 5 leagues that claim they're the best.
Yeah. Although they should have like explained what was going on, because they just popped that graph up and we were like,
Was that a heart? I thought
the
it was.
hell?
I swear to you, I thought it was the heart rate of like the ref
It
as he
looked
was
like
as
it,
he was making
basically.
this decision. I was like, oh, he's,
Oh,
pretty
he's
calm.
nervous.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I was like,
His heart spiked up. He's unsure.
and I was like, it's so slow though. And he was like, flatline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Good stuff. All right, Chad. France and Austria. Germany almost put one in. We saw Mbappe play okay.
Uh-huh.
We did see him snap his nose, which was graphic.
Yes.
We saw Griezmann get his head smashed into a board.
Oof.
A lot of blood this game. Probably the most blood we've ever seen in a match, to be frank.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought France played okay. I think
Yeah,
Conte was the big surprise here for everyone.
definitely.
I think a lot of people forgot he was even relevant. Which is fair. Haven't heard his name in probably a year and a half now. He played great. He looks great as a 33-year-old midfielder. Oldest on the pitch for France. By 8 days to Griezmann, but he was the oldest one there, and he played probably the best game out of everyone.
Yeah. He looked like the Conte of Chelsea years, like
The same.
before any injuries and stuff. He looked great out there. I think early on he had a pass like up into open space, and I was like, who's he passing to? And then like here comes, I think it was Thuram, like came in and just like got on it, and I think was able to put a cross in, and it was like, Conte still got it.
Thuram too, man. He's a nice player.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
He's been Inter's second-hand man with Martinez. That's just been a great matchup for both of them, and I'm not surprised that he's been playing pretty good for France. And Mbappe in this game just kind of got to roam. He started on the left, then kind of went central, then to the right, and then he was kind of just all over the place, which I think works. I think if they understand that he's just going to be the guy who can, not Messi-esque, but can kind of just do whatever, and if the team is paying attention to that, they can keep rotating.
Yeah.
To make sure they're compensating for where he is versus where he isn't. But yeah, I mean, Austria though, they played really good. I thought they were super organized, a lot of great saves. It was just unfortunate that, that own goal happened.
Yeah, yeah.
It was coming though. It was coming.
It was, yeah. A goal was definitely going to happen. Just yeah, a bummer. It has to be an own goal, and you can't just be, oh, Mbappe finally scored. Okay, cool. Yeah. But like I know you like talked about it in the Discord, but Mbappe with his like antics at the end to to come back on, I guess to just waste time, but just picked up the yellow card because of that. Like such a weird situation. One that I don't think he needs to do, and I don't think he needs to necessarily take that risk because I think it's 2 yellows and you're suspended.
Correct.
Which is pretty risky move. I saw reports that he won't play against Netherlands because of his nose, but I think he'll probably play. They push that back in line, give him a mask, get out there, kid.
Well, he has the opportunity to do something amazing.
He has to do it, right?
He's already
after all this time.
He's already pretty much said he's
after all this time.
I don't know if it was a tweet or on Instagram.
Yeah, maybe a tweet or something. Yeah, a post though that he's teasing. He's leaning into this.
He said, any ideas for mass? Come on, man. So I'm gonna ask you this question: who does he go with? Red? Orange, purple, blue? Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo?
I think he'll stick. I want to say blue, mainly because it'll go with the France kit. Yeah, and it kind of keeps the France theme. I want to say blue. If he pulls out like a purple or green, it would be wild.
Yeah, he could go red. He could.
Or does it just go like he goes orange to try and throw off the Netherlands players? Be like, we see orange, we pass, and like, oh shit, that's Mbappe.
I do like that thought. I do. Blue is Leonardo. He's got the dual blades. I can see that kind of fitting for Mbappe's style. Katana, sorry, his katanas. He's got to do it, man.
Yeah.
Lean into it. Own it. Partner with Ninja Turtles. Do something crazy.
Here you go. I mean, that's it. Like if you're Ninja Turtles and you say, we just got a call from Kylian Mbappe that wants to like have a Ninja Turtles mask to wear at the Euros in front of, tens of thousands of people live, but also millions.
This is a huge, big. If he's already going to be the richest player. Starting next year. I saw the report. It said 167 million that Real is paying him next year annually, and I couldn't believe that. But get a Ninja Turtles deal in there, and
that's it.
It might be more. That's crazy. Anyway, I hope he does it. The memes will be unreal.
Yeah, I think he's trying to. I don't think you make a post like that without the. You've heard the whole talk. He knows what people say. It's
lean into it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But back on the game. I wasn't like overly impressed with France here, but I think I don't know. I think you had some standouts. Like your Conte, I think was like that was a good reminder to everyone that you got to take him serious. Griezmann is still a threat in there. I don't know. Dembele is always a hard one for me. Like he's either on it or he's not. Like, but then I mean they have plenty on the bench that they can go to still too. So, not too worried about France. Going as far as we probably all expect. Game against Netherlands, I think, will be a fun one though.
Yep. All right, the game of my group has to be the Turkey-Georgia game. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people got to see it based on the time and where it was being streamed.
Yep.
Shout out Foodie Bite for providing a pretty flawless stream. I think I only had to refresh it once. Down to the wire that game. And then, we saw a keeper come up and Turkey go all the way, which I'm always holding my breath on those. I'm like, there's like so much pressure on a player when there's no one in the net, right?
Oh, yeah.
They sunk it. They got it done. But, man, that game was so fun. Right from the start, I could just tell. The crowd was super into it. I mean, we saw fans fight, which I never condone. I don't want fans fighting each other.
No,
but
yeah.
It just showed how crazy that atmosphere was.
The passion is there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a game! It was so back and forth. There was a slugfest, and I wish more games were like that.
No, yeah, that was great. Like, I think everyone had somewhat of an idea of what Turkey would bring, but I think a lot of people probably didn't have an idea of what Georgia would bring, and they came to play. I don't know that they make it out, but they're here to fight and not just like say they got to the Euros and call it a day. So that's nice to see. But I mean, yeah, like great fun to watch. Arda Guler with a wonderful kick to get his goal, and yeah, I thought even when that goal went in, I was like, I don't know. Georgia still has that fight in them and that fire, and I think they're coming right back. And obviously couldn't do it, but yeah, definitely game of that first match day.
First goal Georgia scored in a major tournament too. I saw.
Yeah.
I think it was their assistant coach on the sideline. Excuse me. He got emotional when that goal was scored, so it was super cool to see, and it felt just like such an authentic moment between these two teams who, man, they're probably at the bottom of the list for teams who will move forward in the tournament, but Turkey's the second youngest team.
Are they really? Wow.
Yeah, and I think they look better than what people thought they were going to be. Again, it is against Georgia, so their next game will be Portugal, which, hey,
I don't know.
Who are you putting money on in that game?
That's a tough one. My head is saying Portugal, but after seeing them play against the Czech, I don't know. Georgia, I think, will give them more issue.
Now, Czech Republic's the youngest team in all the tournament, which is kind of a surprise too, because the names that we know are definitely the older players. Souček, Kufal being 31, Souček being 29. He's not even that old. But everyone else, man, young 20s. So, it's. I feel like Portugal. You kept hearing the commentators say it. Once they get one, this game will unravel. And, it didn't seem that way. When Czech went up, I think everyone went, oh boy, they're in trouble. And the pressure was building. Now, I got to give credit to Ronaldo. He definitely was the calming factor for everyone, which is what you need, right? Yeah. But I didn't think they were going to win.
No, it was certainly not looking good. I think they were. I mean, they dominated possession. 74 to 26%. But like, it seemed like they were almost always in Czech's half, but it seemed like it was just like they got into the half, and then strikers, wingers ran up and just stood at the line, and then that was it. Then they're just passing around trying to find a gap. So I think again you kind of needed to alter your tactics a little bit. I know Leao had a good run or two, but then
Germany goal.
He just
sorry to interrupt, but Gundogan just put one in.
Of course he did.
Yep. All right.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know. I think, Liao had a good run or two, but then seemed to kind of just not really commit. Like the one where he got booked for the dive, like you're going up against Suchek, who's already now kind of out of position, and you're certainly quicker than in both speed and dribbling. Just challenge him. Either you get past him and you get a good shot on goal, or he fouls you in the box and you win the penalty. So yeah, I not a great display. Oh, here's the goal. Let's see. Just solid passing around, open space.
Who got that assist? Cruz? Or is that Wirtz? I can't tell who's out there.
I can't. Oh yeah.
I went too fast.
Oh no.
That was
18.
Who scored?
Well, yeah.
Middlestat.
Good. Yes, of course. Yeah. That's probably Hungary done there. I don't see them making a big, strong comeback here.
Unless they're starving.
Could be. But yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, Ronaldo was good at kind of trying to keep everyone calm and focused, especially when it, they went down a goal and, tensions were probably starting to rise a little bit. But I don't know. As kind of hyped, I guess we were about Portugal coming into this, like this just didn't feel like a great first showing.
I thought it would be a dominant game. Not in terms of possession, but just scoring and scoring and scoring. And gosh, I probably in the waffle pick'em, I don't remember where I had that game, but I'm pretty sure I had them destroying, and that did not happen. See, I'm gonna pull up my bracket here, which I'm doing pretty good right now. I think I'm in third. I got most of my picks right. I didn't have any perfect scores. Yeah, I had Portugal winning this game 4-0.
Yeah, I feel like that was a safe bet. You look at the teams on paper, and even past performances, and I'd say, yeah, like Portugal should have really dominated this game, and 4 doesn't seem that outlandish. But hey, credit to Czech for defending well and making some big saves, and getting a goal themselves in there to really spice it up.
Yep. I had Croatia beating Albania 2-1 this morning too, and
boy,
it's a tough one to swallow. I think in that game though, Vitinha shows he's a solid player.
Yeah.
I think Diego Dallo needs to start. Oh, I'm sorry, he did start, but I think they need to get the ball more. I think they need to use that right side more. Cancelo was kind of on that right side when he was playing over there. I mean, he did almost nothing across the stat line, and I think Dallo should be that guy, especially for Man U. He shows he can go up the field and track back.
Yeah.
And kind of be that guy. Especially I think Ronaldo was playing more on the right side rather than
it seemed like
side.
it, yeah.
So if you can make that connection happen over there, I don't know. Neto though, instant impact when he came in.
Yeah.
Instant. 1 minute.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see him start. I don't know where he is fitness wise, since he kind of ended the season mostly injured. Yeah. But yeah, that's just the Neto we know and love, right? Like
fully expected it.
Making things happen. Yeah, instant impact. I guess if you're placing him in the starting lineup, you're maybe dropping Silva or maybe Liao, but then you got to move someone over to that side. I don't know, but to come off to come on and do that, I think will really make the coach kind of look at you and think like, oh, okay, you do need to be out there more. And he just causes chaos. Like, he's so good at it.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking we won't really see what this Portugal team is made of until there's like a tougher team for them to face. Not that Czech didn't put up a really good fight and make it tough for them, but like, I don't know. You look at their bench and there's still so many players on there that are good enough that we didn't really see. Like, Polina didn't even get out there. And I get in this game, I think you take Bruno and you take Silva for kind of the more creative midfield setup rather than Polina and Vitinha just shoring up any holes. But yeah, I think Portugal will be fine, but I want to see what they're like really made of.
Well, they have such an easy, on paper, they have an easy group.
Yeah.
So if Turkey can find a way and take some points off of them, and then Georgia can come in there and maybe cause some chaos, I think Georgia can probably beat Czech. And so if Turkey can do something against Portugal, that last game for Portugal could be really dicey.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I'm hoping for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I'd love to see him go far, but I'm also here for some good, spicy games that
I don't know, neutral to the max here.
Exactly. I'm just in it for the good games, the entertaining games, the drama.
Nice. It's so nice to be this way. Man, there's like no pressure. I'm not getting stressed about any of these games.
Well, don't worry. Copa starts on Sunday for US, so then we can stress.
Oh, man. It's not enough time. All right. Well, we nailed Group 1. Oh, I'm sorry, Match Day 1 for the group stages. Shall we make our experimental teams?
Yeah. Let's dive in, see who everyone is missing out on.
Yeah, let's do it. So, you want to just go kind of back and forth until we have a starting 11?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
All right. Oh, I have an idea.
Sure.
We debate a player. We throw it in Chat GPT and we do a coin flip.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Yeah, you like that? All right. Start with keeper.
We can start with keeper.
Who you
see, I'm kind of trying to change on the fly here, honestly.
Okay.
Because I did have Livakovic from Croatia.
7 saves.
Yeah. But then seeing today's result, it was a little less confident, I guess, in him.
Yeah.
But he had a good World Cup. Still making big saves this time around. So I think I'd be happy to still take him along. But yeah.
Well, I'm going to put him against Unai Simon, Spain.
Okay. Yeah.
Nailed a clean sheet. I think he could maintain clean sheets throughout this.
It's fair.
2 sweepers, 1 stop cross, 3 launch passes, 4 saves. That's a pretty nice stat line to get this started. If we plug it into our system, I believe that would be the top goalkeeper.
Probably.
For round 1. So let's see how this will work. I'll take both players here. I'll punch it into Chat GPT, and I'll say pick one. All right, here we go.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what I should do here? Hang on, Chad. I'm gonna make this better. I'm gonna share my screen too, and I think it'll throw it in there. It will. Nice.
Oh, perfect.
Chat GBT is suggesting Simon.
It's fair. I think it's probably, fantasy wise, the smarter choice. I think, like you said, more clean sheets are going to come for Spain. Cool. I'm on board.
All right, we'll run through with that one. My stream doesn't want to show Chat GPT when I click off of it, but you can see it, right?
Are you clicked off of it right now?
No, it's still showing it being
I
streamed.
mean, I see it there right now. So yeah.
Okay, it's just when I click on it on my screen, it goes away.
Oh, okay.
On my recording. But all right, let's jump to defenders here. I think we can make this kind of interesting. I think we just take a pool of players, plug them in here, and say pick 4.
Oh, I like it.
Fantasy wise, there's a lot of big stats that came in. Shout out to Wild Fast. I mean, he put up a good stat line. I just don't know if he's going to be that guy who will keep playing for the rest of the tournament in that back line. That's the fear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to pick the guy that won't be playing anymore, but I think he does typically start for Belgium, in the recent times. So I think he'll probably continue. He didn't necessarily make my list, but I'm okay to throw him into this pool.
He made mine, so I'm putting him in.
Okay.
Kufal, I think we're both in agreement there.
Yeah.
Great game for him.
Yeah. Bastoni, get him in there.
Bastoni for Italy, yes, of course. I'm gonna give Di Lorenzo a shout in there too.
Oh, okay.
How many? We only have one Italian defender, right? Cambiasso.
We have Cambiasso and DeMarco.
DeMarco, that's right. Okay. From Slovenia, Žaka Bijul. Let me bring up his stat line here. Where are you, Slovenia? He had in this game 5 tackles, 4 interceptions, 2 blocks, and 10 clearances. Yeah. So, I don't know if they'll make it past this round, but I got to give him a shout out.
I like it. He earned his shout out with that performance.
Absolutely. My other one I got here from Romania, Marius Marin. He had 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 blocks. And where is he on my clearances? No clearances, but this is what I need to double check. I want to say he was playing defensive in this game, but I don't know if he'll be a defender on our list. Ooh, he is a midfielder. So,
okay.
I'm gonna mark him as a midfielder on here.
Yeah.
I'll shout out Radu Dragusin.
Yeah, he had a pretty good time. It looked like
11 clearances, 3 blocks, shot on target. Oh no, that's the wrong Dragus. Where am I looking? 1 interception, 2 blocks.
Yeah,
so
decent.
We'll plug him.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, he's not an unknown name, but Skriniar, Milan Skriniar, whatever. How do you say his name? I don't know, but something like that. Yeah, he put up a good game against Belgium. I think you would expect him to perform well regardless of the outcome, but held down that back line for sure.
Let's get how many we got right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get one more in there.
One more. Kind of want maybe Turkey, since Soyuncu's not in.
Let's check out to see where Austria's Nicholas Seewald plays. He had 8 tackles, 1 interception, 2 blocks. Probably going to be in the mid. Yeah, he's in the mid. Okay. We'll do 2 more. I want to get an Austrian in there. Philip Wene, 6 tackles, 3 blocks. He did get a yellow in there, and 4 clearances. So pretty solid stat line.
Philip Mwene.
And let's get a Turkish man in there. Let's see who had some boots. Samet Akaydin.
Okay, yeah.
What did he do here? Uh-oh. My Fox stream died. There it goes.
Oh, same, yeah. What? 2 tackles, 1 interception, 2 blocks.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Nice day for him. All right. Ready?
Send it. Yeah.
Bastoni, fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Di Lorenzo, we'll maybe talk about that one after the fall. Okay. Thoughts?
I don't want Bastoni and Di Lorenzo.
I agree. I think we get rid of Di Lorenzo. So let's do this again. I think we take out Wout. I don't think we want to see him. Kufal's gone. Bastoni's gone. Di Lorenzo's gone. Skriniar's gone. I think one of these 4 and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Bijol, Dragusin, Wene, Akaydin. Pick one, make it suspenseful. Oh, I love it. Oh wow, it's gonna give us a full detail of everything. This is a lot of work. I'm not gonna repeat everything it's saying here, but let's see what we get. Radu Dragusin. I think that's great. Dragusin's blend of physicality, defensive prowess, and his experience with top-tier teams like Juventus made him a standout choice.
All right. I like it.
I like it too.
Welcome to the team.
You're in. All right, midfield next.
Midfield next.
Who you got?
Well, it was simply disrespectful that no one took Eriksen, so
yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'm putting that in. Eriksen for sure.
You got to give Conte.
Yeah, after that performance, I think it's a good choice.
Now I can say I'm Mario Mitaj from Albania.
I like it.
I do want to give shout outs to Hakan Kalinglu from Turkey. Been playing great for Inter. Dude has been around forever, it feels like.
Yeah.
Not a fantastic stat line, but he had 105 touches. That's the most I've seen, I'm pretty sure, across the board. Shot on target, 2 tackles, 1 block, 2 clearances. So I want to throw him in because I want to track what he's doing because I do believe Turkey can make it through.
Yeah, I like that.
Did I lose my chat GPT? I think I did. Pick fielders. We have Conte, Eriksen, Mario, Mitaj. Maybe get 2 more in here.
Yeah. What, you can take Marin from Romania, right? He was midfielder.
Yes.
With all them tackles.
Marius Marin.
Yeah. Who
we lacking right now as far as players go?
Yeah, I mean, no Szoboszlai in there, so I think he's probably worth a shout.
Yep. We need a Hungarian.
Yeah.
What about any Spanish midfielders?
Yeah, I was looking through them too, because we only have Rodri right now, which I think is a solid choice, but just don't really know enough about the rest of their midfielders to. Pedri. Yeah, I think he could be pretty good.
How did he do? How did he fare?
Well, here's my hold up on that is I'd rather put all my Spanish eggs into the Jamal basket.
True. Then we'll hold off.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to see a Modric or a Brozovic, or are we just like
honestly
we're off
both?
Croatia?
I feel like
yeah.
Croatia's not moving on, and I want to try to get some players that have, I think, a shot at getting there. I'm gonna take a peek at Belgium really quick.
Yeah.
Because like they could move on. There's no one even in here. Like Onana would be one I'd like to maybe see, but I don't know. His first game didn't tell me anything that makes me want to believe.
I'll throw a shout for Hobby Simmons in Netherlands.
Okay, that's right. We talked about that a little bit. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Okay. Kalanglu, Conte, Eriksson, Mataj, Marin, Soboslai, Simmons.
Run it.
Ready to see what happens?
Let's see.
Conte. Christian Eriksson. Soboslai. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
Honestly, I'd rather see Simmons in front of Soboslai just because I think Hungary is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just gonna say. Is after, unless they mount an incredible comeback, a loss to Germany here. I think I'd take Simmons over Dominic right now.
Let's make it happen. We just saw a yellow card go out to. It was Musiala. Nope, Middlestadt. All right, we got our forwards now.
I like that. Jamal
is a lock.
He's in.
Instant lock.
Yeah.
Thuram is up there for me. Just because Mbappe, I don't know, man. Maybe he's like, I can't play with this nose. We don't know.
I can't play with his nose.
Broken noses, never had one. I just can't imagine breathing.
No, yeah, that's got to be miserable.
Nice. And like, I imagine if you head a ball, that happens often, right? Where you miss a little bit or head it in the wrong spot. That's gotta be awful.
Yeah. I like that, and sometimes those big name players just kind of get played out of the game, and then it's the less known guys that kind of pick up the pieces. So Thuram, I think, could be a good option.
Do we want to get Weghorst in here just in case?
I was kind of thinking him. I think we'll throw him on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? We want to get Mitrovic in there.
Yes.
I know he didn't do anything too crazy against England, but
you never know. I wish Leao would have played this whole game.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm taking Leao or Ronaldo.
Yeah, I'd feel more confident with Ronaldo. But Leao's a decent shout. Who was it on Switzerland that I liked? Vargas. I don't know. Is he a forward for us? Let's see. Ruben Vargas on Switzerland.
It does have him as attacking mid.
We got him listed as a forward.
Oh, great. Okay.
So throw him in there, I think.
I'm writing these down on my pad here instead of typing them. I'm gonna say pick. We want Jamal. We both want Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal's in. He's good.
How do you spell Weghorst?
Weghorst, I think.
What's Vargas's first name?
Oh, I just had it. Ruben, I think.
It is Ruben, yeah.
Yeah, Ruben. And then where's he?
Let's get one more in there because we'll have 5.
Yeah. Let's see. What country should we look at here? Maybe a Turkey again?
I'm thinking Turkey again because we still don't have a Turkish player, right?
No.
Yeah, we need one Turkey, a player to fill in the slot. I mean, Arda Guler probably had the best game for them. Goal, 3 tackles.
Yeah, I just looked. He's a midfielder.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. I don't want to force it if it's.
I don't think a Turkish forward is probably gonna make that list when we get to that next stage. But all right, Germany wins 2-0.
Yeah, well done, Germany.
We could run it with what we got. We got.
I think
4 solid players.
I think let's try that. See what we get.
The Ram is just gonna go Weghorst right after too. Oh, Mitrovic. Surprise. Okay.
Dang.
I like it.
Yeah.
I can dig it. This is what we need to use Chat GPT for, not like make your own.
Yeah.
Way too confusing.
No. This is it.
Nice, man. Now we don't have to try to decide between our players. That's too difficult to do.
Yeah. Yeah, this was much simpler.
All right, cool. So we got Thuram, Mitrovic, Jamal, Simmons, Eriksson, Conte, Dragusin. Is that right? Dragusin, Skriniar, Bastoni, and Kufal.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, and Simone at keeper.
Simone, yeah.
Sweet, man.
I like it. Decent team.
We got one more game coming up. Scotland, Switzerland. We got another hour till that starts. Szoboszlai looking a little sad on the screen right now. I feel for him, but
yeah, it's maybe not the tournament he was hoping it would be, but I mean, look, you're in a pretty rough group anyway, so.
Yep. Well, got any more to say? I think we nailed this one.
No, yeah, I think that's it. We're in the Euros. We're podding while the game is live. The schedule has been great for this.
I'm taking a week off too, so I'll be able to watch a lot.
There you go. I mean, yeah, like I don't know. I'm excited. I like these summer tournaments. Just a 1 month sprint to the finish, basically.
Yep. Me too. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Chad. Well, pleasure speaking to you this morning. I'm sure we'll do this again soon. Hopefully we get another week of great matches. And until then, stay cool. See you next pitch.
Peace.
We're out.